A lot of people don't know that there are some uncommon signs of ovulation that could be an indication that ovulation is actually happening. People think it's all about the basal body temperature, it's all about the ovulation pain, it's all about the cervical mucus and all of that. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you uncommon signs of ovulation that you don't know actually is there, but today you'll be finding out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious if this is your first time. On this channel, I create content on helping families trying to conceive because I understand that it's a very lonely time. I create content on parenting. I also create content on relationships. Now, if you enjoy content like this, please press the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. Like, drop comments on the comment section, pray with me when I pray, and all of that kind of things that I do. And I want to say thank you for all of you who keep coming back all the time to watch my videos, and to the new people, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Now, before we carry on with today's video, I'm going to be reading the scriptures for today. The scriptures for today is in Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. It says, I can do this through him who gives me strength. Everything that God gives to you, he gives you the strength to be able to manage it. Everything that God puts in your way, he gives you the strength to be able to manage it. So you can do everything through God that gives you strength. So that's the scripture for today. Now let's jump into the video of today. Now there are so many other signs that I've mentioned that are signs of ovulation. Now remember, I always say to you guys that a lot of videos that I create on helping families trying to conceive is just around mostly ovulation, because ovulation is super important to be able to get pregnant. If you're not ovulating, you're not going to get pregnant. I've done a lot of videos on ovulation, signs of ovulation, how to know your ovulation, how to know you've ovulated, all of that kind of thing I have mentioned and I've made videos on it. But today I want to talk about the uncommon signs, the things that you don't know are actually a sign of ovulation, but it actually is. I'm going to be mentioning them so you can start becoming a little bit more sensitive to your body, more observant, more in tune with your body, to know that ovulation is happening, ovulation is about to happen, then you can go and do the do. The first sign is breast tenderness and sensitivity. Now, during the time of ovulation, the hormones that aid ovulation is released, and this hormone as well can cause the sensitivity of your breast. Your breast becomes sore. It's the same kind of feeling that you get when you're about to have your period, and that's why, to be honest with you, the signs of ovulation sometimes can be the sign of period, but how you would know is different. Is obviously the time of the month when this is happening. So ovulation can cause sensitivity of the breast, tenderness of the breast. So when you begin to observe that during a certain time of the month your breast is sore, your breast is a bit sensitive, then know that you're around that time of ovulation. Another sign is increase in libido. Now this one is one that everybody should know. There is always that time of the month when you just want to like hammer. Basically, you're so in tune, you just want, like, if they leave it to you, you're going to be going for it back to back. Now when you begin to experience that, that just tells you that ovulation is happening. The reason is because I always say that God is a perfect God. God cannot make you to have this heightened sense of libido when it's not the time for you to get pregnant. So when is the time for you to get pregnant, you have this heightened sense of libido. Increased sense of libido is one uncommon sign. Heightened sense of smell is another sign of ovulation is happening. You're within the corner of ovulation. Now this is because of the hormone as well. The hormone during the time of ovulation affects your sensory perception, so you have a kind of heightened smell. You observe that you smell stuff like very, very strong. You also smell stuff from far away. Your sense of smell is just like really, really sharp. When you begin to experience that you're smelling things that no other person is smelling in the room, then that could be a sign that it's ovulation. Another sign is changes in taste preference. During the time of ovulation, hormonal shifts can actually affect the taste preference of a woman. The woman begins to crave specific kind of food. You know you're not pregnant. You know you're not in that phase of pregnancy that you're craving, but you just begin to have cravings for a particular kind of food. So people begin to crave for sugar. Some people begin to crave for cake, something sweet. When you begin to find that you're craving for certain kind of food, at specific time in the month, just know that that's a sign of ovulation. Bloating is another one. So during the time of ovulation, due to all the hormonal changes as well, some women experience something called urine retention. Now urine retention begins to make you feel like you're heavy, make you feel fuller, and makes you feel like you're bloated. Now the reason that happens is because obviously the hormone that causes ovulation also affects the retention of your urine. This is a sign that you can start noticing. Some of these signs I've mentioned, a lot of people may not even know. They experience it, but they may not link it to ovulation. So this is me saying to you that maybe you should start linking these signs to ovulation. Slight spotting. Some people experience ovulation bleeding, but they don't know it's ovulation bleeding. It's a very light and very short bleed, and it's called spotting. It's not necessarily bleed. So this is when the eggs, so obviously for ovulation to happen, the egg will have to be released, and for the egg to be released, the egg will have to go through a membrane. So it ruptures, it comes out of a kind of an enclosure. So the process of coming out of that enclosure, the process of rupturing, which is that pain that you feel sometimes, causes slight bleeding. Some people experience it, some people don't experience it, but that is actually a sign of ovulation. Mild headache or migraine. Now some people experience headache or headaches at certain time of the month. People relate headaches mostly to stress. People relate headache mostly to dehydration and all of that, which is true. But the thing about this headache is that it happens during the time of your ovulation. If you know your cycle and you know what happens at different times, which I'm going to be making a video on the menstrual cycle to explain what happens at different times of your cycle. I'm going to make that video very soon. So if you know what happened at that time of your cycle, you begin to experience that you're having headache. So that headache also is a sign. Increased energy levels. Are you like me during that time of the month? You want to clean the whole house, you want to tidy, it's almost like that energy surge that you get when your baby is about to come. There's a name for it, right? You start feeling, because of obviously a high level of estrogen in your body, you just feel a burst of energy during that time of the month. If you start feeling that way, that at that time of the month you can clean the whole house, you can literally do everything that nobody asks you to do, then that ovulation is happening. Changes in cervical position. I think I've mentioned this in one of my videos as well. During the time of ovulation, your cervix becomes more open, and your cervix becomes softer. This is to aid the sperm moving forward. When there's an ejaculate or when there's a sperm, it helps the transport of the sperm. So if your cervix is completely closed, nothing is going to enter inside. So what actually helps pregnancy is the sperm fertilizing the egg, and the sperm will have to go through your cervix, go into your cervix literally, to be able to fertilize the egg. So during the time of the month, the cervix becomes softer and opens up a little bit to aid pregnancy. Heightened emotional sensitivity. During that time of the month, you are so like, almost like this minute you're feeling this way, this minute you're feeling this way. So you experience mood swing. During the time of ovulation, if you can tell that everything I've mentioned here has to do with your feeling. You just feel, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, your feelings are all over the place. You have mood swing here and there, and it happens just at that particular time of the month. If you record it, you find out that could be a sign of ovulation. Now these are the uncommon signs that you experience. I can tell you that you experience them. If you don't, let's try something. For the next 3 months, observe yourself. If actually you're ovulating, observe yourself outside of the cervical mucus, outside of the basal body temperature, outside of the ovulation pain. Observe all of these things I've said and see if you can spot 1, 2, 3 of them that you experienced during the time of ovulation. Have you gotten something out of this video? If you have, please press the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Let me know on the comment section. Is there a way that you feel during ovulation that I haven't mentioned? Because you're talking about uncommon signs. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.